Hi, my name is Siri, and I'm a 43-year-old nurse who's currently studying a master's in ICU nursing. I also have a degree in journalism, and I've studied finance for 2 years. My investing journey began in 2014 when I invested in Bitcoin, and in 2019 when I started learning about and investing in the stock market. Today's video has been on my mind for a while now, and if I'm going to be talking about investing and the money matters, I want to be completely honest. In my first video about my Bitcoin journey, I said that I had been following the Bitcoin market since 2014. I have not. I did invest in Bitcoin in 2014, and it was a friend of mine who told me about it. But I didn't follow the market since 2014. I forgot that I had Bitcoin. I remembered it again in 2017, and then I forgot it again. And then I remembered it again in 2020. And that's when I finally started learning more about Bitcoin. Even though it's hard, it's always good to be completely honest, especially when setting out on a YouTube journey about money and investing. And here is the truth about my Bitcoin journey. Back in 2014, a friend of mine did come to me and tell me about Bitcoin, and I knew nothing about Bitcoin. And he told me it was a digital currency created in the aftermath of the 2008 crisis. And he said that he could help me invest in Bitcoin, and I accepted. After a few days, he came to me with a piece of paper and he said, "Here is your Bitcoin." And I did what I thought was the best idea I could think of back then, which was put it in a simple frame into a simple bag, store it in a simple box in your storage space. And that's what I did for the next years up until I sold it. So I also moved a few times after this, and that box always came with me with every move and was always stored in my storage space with every move. When it comes to storing Bitcoin, what I've learned is that the safest way to store is by what is called a cold storage. And that is storing your Bitcoin offline, so nobody can get to it. Now, yes, it's debatable whether storing it in a box was the safest way, but it did work for me. So the years went by. I forgot I had Bitcoin, and 2017 there were news around Bitcoin, and I remembered, oh, hang on, I have Bitcoin. But then I forgot about it again. But in 2020, I finally woke up and thought, okay, I need to really look into this Bitcoin thing, and I did. I did my research around it, and I learned about the Bitcoin halving cycles, the post-halving, and all-time highs. And I've since then continued watching the markets and learning about it. And that's my true and honest story about Bitcoin. What else worked for me apart from forgetting about Bitcoin? When I finally did wake up and learn more about Bitcoin, I analyzed the cycles and found that roughly about a year after a halving, Bitcoin would reach a new all-time high. And that happened again in 2025, and it coincided with me starting my master's in ICU nursing and needing cash. So I decided that it was time to actually take profit. It took me a few months to think about it, but I'm happy still about the decision. My Bitcoin investment had grown 300 times the initial amount of 4,000 kroners, and it was taking up a too large portion of my portfolio, and I knew I had to take profit and diversify it further into other financial products and other assets, and that would be the safest way going forward with my gains. I'm still watching the Bitcoin market, and I don't know what the new bottom will be in this post-halving cycle. The difference from other cycles is that we now have the approval of the spot ETFs. And here's also a reminder that I will never encourage you to spend any money or join any WhatsApp groups or any other groups to spend any money. So if you get any messages or comments like that from someone who claimed to be me, then make sure you know that that is not me, and you should ignore the message. You should always do your own research and make your decisions based on several people's opinions and several research. And the final reminder, time in the market beats timing the market, which I am a classic example of. Sometimes it's good to actually do the investment, forget about the investment, and come back to it a few months or years later. It's not always good to be looking at your investment every day, especially in volatile markets and volatile situations like we have in today's market with the Iran war and the geopolitical instabilities. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.